Greetings, warriors. Since our physical Washington High School library is now completely closed, I want to urge you to take time to find books on our virtual library, SORA, or it's also called Overdrive. Now, you can access that on a device. Here's my SORA app where I read my books. But I'm going to show you how you can show you it on ClassLink where you can access it as well because the screen is bigger so you can really see your options available. I think you're going to be excited to find that not only are there great books for your kids and for your students at Washington High School, but also for you. There are a lot of great books for adults here, and they are not checked out like Siouxland libraries can be really, you can have a lot of big holds. You're going to see here that there are thousands of great new books and popular books that I think you're going to really love. Now, you can always search for a specific book, but remember, this doesn't have our complete collection. It's all based on what we can order for SORA. A great thing now, as I said in my earlier email, is that J.K. Rowling, who is so amazing, has allowed during this time free, unlimited access to Harry Potter, the ebook and the audiobook. So this is the perfect time to sit down with that book as a family and read it together. You can look by popular subjects as well to find books, but I like to go with, what can I get right now? And you can have 2 books out at a time. So let's go right here and look at some options. This, for me right now, I'm going to say, and I don't know if you're feeling the same way, but when I open up a book right now, I want something, most of the time I want something comforting. Maybe, this is a perfect time to reread a favorite series and go back to those favorite characters that are really comforting because, books can be a place of great comfort right now. I also found that if I was going to give time to reading, I didn't want to read some of those books that you read and you're like, that was okay. I want to read something really great. I want to read those books that I've always meant to have read, and now I'm going to finally take to the time to read. So I think you're going to find a lot of those here. Before We Were Yours, if you love historical fiction, has been one of our most popular books at Washington High School with our teachers. And I have the print copy, so I won't take this one from you, but that is definitely on my to-read list during quarantine. You can see as well, there's all these kind of great adult mystery books here. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn, and we're going to see a bunch more. Another perfect read, if you want something really fun and comforting, is the Crazy Rich Asians series. I absolutely adore this series. It's sarcastic, snarky, funny, also filled with great heart and romance as well. And so if you haven't picked it up yet, even if you saw the movie, the books, as usual, are very different, but just as delightful. And all 3 books in the series are available on SORA. Big popular authors like John Grisham, Lee Childs, David Baldacci, Jodi Picoult are available here to read. Another one that is a great feel-good book is one of my personal favorite books of all time, A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. It is supernatural romance at its best, about a girl, the youngest daughter, who is the one caring for her family that's lost all their money. She goes out hunting, kills a wolf that's no normal wolf, but is a fairy in disguise, and is set in this dark world where she finds very unexpected things that are going to transform her forever, and a curse that may not just destroy the fairy world, but her own as well. It is one of my favorite series. I honestly will admit I've read it at least 6 times. I own it, and I plan to read it again. If you haven't read something and you want something delightful, that would be a great choice. If you want to read what I'm reading right now, I finally picked up The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Again, a supernatural romance. It's one of those books where people loved, and I just never picked it up. So if you want to read it, I'm definitely going to be reading it as well. You can see, Me Before You, if you've never read that by Jojo Moyes, any of her books, a bunch of hers are there, and they are just delightful. Scythe, which is a teen book that is one of our most popular, at a world where they have solved death, which sounds kind of lovely right now, but they've created humans that are called scythes who get to decide who is going to be killed and not brought back. And of course, it's never good when humans play God. It is a 3-book trilogy, and all 3 books are available on SORA right now. Well, actually, I just checked out book 2 because I've been dying to read it. And it's never in the library. So if you've wanted to read that series, now might be the perfect time. Let's look on the next page of some other good options for you. You can see as well, we have lots of audio versions of books if you like to listen. Game of Thrones, if you've always meant to read, it's there. Oh, there's The Toll, the 3rd book in the series, if you've been meaning to read that. J.K. Rowling's Cuckoo Calling series. For families, the Percy Jackson series, if you haven't read this modern Greek mythology series, it's absolutely one of my favorites. We listen to every book with our family. Or if you haven't read Red Rising yet, or you want to reread it, I mean, what a fantastic story of action, bloody action, crazy adventure. Another one of my favorites for supernatural romance is this new Beauty and the Beast retelling, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. That's really lovely. I've also really been into nonfiction lately. So I've always meant to read Unbroken, and here it is available. So if you've been the same. Outliers, which is so good. I just finished The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, which I've been telling AP Bio students I really wanted to read, and now I finally got to read about this book about medical ethics, a woman who created Gila, and how her family never knew about that even for a long time, and the millions of dollars that were made from it. Of course, her family, most of them can barely afford health insurance. Excellent nonfiction book. So you can see there's like all these fantastic options available. The War That Saved My Life, one of my favorite books that is very upper elementary appropriate, but is a book that I loved as well, about a young girl living in England during World War II. So you can see Boys in the Boat, another one I've always meant to read. Ruth Wares, if you like mystery. So here, that was a lot of choices, but you can see these are just the first 3 pages, and there's so many great books to read. So don't let our physical library being closed keep you from reading a lot of great books that bring you joy over this crazy time. I'm thinking of you. I hope you're finding lots of great things to read. If you need suggestions, you know where to find me. Have a great day.